So, this is just going to be a fan theory that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have seen around here on YouTube since Star Wars Rebels has come out with the mid-season mid-season trailer, which I was going to talk about, but I did consider actually going back and talking about it. But since we're like halfway through the mid-season, and yeah, I figured, I'll just talk about one particular theory in particular, and that's about it. If you do want to know, just real quick, on what I think of the trailer, it looks really good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the trailer, and I'm looking forward to the Vader and Ahsoka matchup. And all the stuff we saw. Of course, we got to see the Hammer-class ships from Knights of the Old Republic. We got to see Champs and Dula return. We got to see a green crossguard saber that Ezra is holding. And apparently the return of Darth Maul as the Old Master. And apparently, according to the toys, he's going to return with a saber staff. So, yay! But I wanted to talk about one theory in particular that has just been a theory. Nothing's been confirmed, but I think there may be there's a strong possibility of it. Now, if this doesn't happen, then oh well. And that is, as you can see from the title from above, could Revan make an appearance in Star Wars Rebels? The big thing about this is there's been a few reasons why. When someone brought up and this is going to be very interesting to talk about. Reason being is because when the crossguard saber in the mid-season trailer was shown, the green crossguard saber, which according to the new Disney lore, Star Wars lore, the crossguard sabers are ancient relics, similar to the saber staffs and the lightsabers themselves. Now, apparently, if you've read the Art of Force Awakens, apparently Kylo Ren based his crossguard saber off of this ancient design, and it was first in the destruction of Malachor. For those who don't know, Malachor was the last battle of the Mandalorian Wars that Revan and Malak were a part of, and yeah, that was the planet that got blown the fuck up by Revan, and he sacrificed both his troops just to win over his war with the Mandalorians. So with the mention of Malachor and the crossguard saber, could there be a strong possibility that Revan finally makes an in-canon appearance, like an in-animated series, because I think he still is in canon. So could there be a chance that we see Revan somewhere, or a mention of Revan or his spirit? Now, Bane is technically canon. Therefore, a lot of I guess that would surmise that a lot of the Old Republic stuff is canon too. Obviously, we've seen the Hammer-class ships. Also, apparently, the Sith planet Kanan, Ahsoka, and Ezra are going to is Ziost, which is weird. I don't know if it's been confirmed that they are going to Ziost, and if they are, that's kind of weird, because if I remember right, wasn't Ziost destroyed in Knights of the Fallen Empire? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it got blown up. Anyway, so yeah, with the crossguard saber. Now, getting back to Ren. Why did I say crossguard saber? But getting back to Revan. Revan is a fan favorite, of course, and he was supposed to appear alongside Bane in the final episodes of the last season of Clone Wars. But what happened was apparently budget reasons, and they can only use Bane. Now, Dave Filoni, either you like him or you hate him, but he does do one thing, and that is, bring in a lot of the EU and try to do something with it. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Looking at how you treated Quinlan Vos there, Filoni, as well as a few other things. But that being said, I think that I lost my train of thought. I think that Filoni wants to use Revan. He actually had animation designs ready for Revan, but things fell through the cracks, and he couldn't use Revan. But they are going to have. I think they are going to try. I would not be surprised. That is to say, I would not be surprised to see a mention of Revan in the Sith temple they're going to. I would not be surprised, like we see a writing of Revan, or like a statue, or like writing on the wall to Revan, and like Ezra asks, like, who's the guy with the mask on, and Ahsoka says Revan. He is, he was both the savior and destroyer of the Old Republic. His story is very complex. Like, I just want to see, like, them just bring up Revan. Like, Ahsoka bringing up like a brief history on Revan and his time as both a Jedi and a Sith Lord. I really like just a passing thing. Like they pass by a statue of Revan. Ezra asks, and either Kanan or Ahsoka give a quick explanation, and they move on from there. And here's the other thing: since they said that the Crossguard saber has a connection to Malachor, the destruction of Malachor. Could that mean that in this new continuity, Revan was the creator of the Crossguard saber? I don't know if Mike's going to pick that up. I'm sorry if there's going to be if there might be some background noise, but yeah, could Revan be the creator of the Crossguard saber since they're tying it with the Battle of Malachor? Now, I don't know how people would feel about this. I'm okay with the Crossguards. I know there's a lot of people who hate them, and you got really good... And I will say to the people out there, you've got good reasons, and I can understand why people don't like the Crossguard saber. But I personally don't mind it. I think it's a pretty cool idea of making something similar to like a Claymore. I mean, I've seen crazier lightsaber designs that make no sense. At least the Crossguard saber, they made it work in the Force Awakens. But I don't know if you want to forcibly change... the lightsaber design of one of the most iconic Star Wars EU characters ever. So I don't know if you want to do that there, Filani. I don't know. But I wouldn't mind it, but I know people would, and I can understand why. Because as I just said, Revan is a very important character. Revan is this very big character, probably one of the biggest EU characters of Star Wars. You bring up Star Wars characters, you ask them, who do you like in the extended universe? Chances are you're going to get either Thrawn, Jason Solo, Jaina Solo, or Revan. Those are usually the one, or Mara Jade. There's another one. Mara Jade's another one. Those are the 5 right there that usually get it. Thrawn, Revan, Jason, Jaina, and Mara Jade. Those ones right there, if you ask like Star Wars fans, who's your favorite EU characters, those are usually the ones that come up. So that's the big problem. Is like, but I don't know, it's just a lightsaber, really, and, Revan's lightsaber is iconic. I mean, I think Saberforge, or is it Ultra Sabers, that made a design of Revan's lightsaber. I don't know. I really don't know, honestly. So, I'd be cool with it, but I can understand people who wouldn't be cool with Revan actually owning a Crossguard saber. And it's kind of funny, too, like, I would actually like to see, since, Rebels is trying to do more tie-ins with, The Force Awakens, and apparently they're going to try to do some with Rogue One. I would like to see them, I would like to see like a mention of Revan being an inspiration to Kylo Ren, much as, Vader was to him as well. Like, you can have more than one idol, So I would like to see if they would try to work in, maybe Revan was another inspiration for Kylo Ren. And... yeah, I think I would be alright with that. Like, because again, if you look at Kylo Ren's like mask design, tell me the first time when you saw that teaser trailer of when Kylo just turned around, had his hand out, and it was like, and you just had to pause real quick and be like, Revan? What are you doing here? Oh, you're not Revan. But no, you've got to look at Kylo's helmet and then look at Revan's mask. Tell me that you don't see the similarities between the two. Honestly, there are some major similarities between those two lists. Now, honestly, would I like to see like Revan's Force Ghost? I would, but I would just be fine with just Revan being seen as like a statue or his tomb or just his mask, or at least Ahsoka or Kanan telling Ezra and the others about the tragedy of the tragedy of Revan. And yeah, maybe do a whole episode. And this would just be me. But I would like to do a whole episode of Star Wars Rebels of taking the idea of Ahsoka or Kanan telling Ezra about the story of Revan and have it like a flashback all the way back to the Old Republic days of Revan and Malak in the final days of the Mandalorian Wars, as well as Revan and Malak's fall to the dark side, and kind of give like a 30-minute crash course history on Knights of the Old Republic through that story. That's what I would do. Just say that, hey guys, it would just be one big letter to everyone. It would be like, hey guys, don't worry, Knights of the Old Republic's still here, Revan's still here, Malak's still here, Nihilus is still here, everyone you love's still here, we're still in canon, and that's what I'd pretty much do for the most part. But yeah, I just think there could be a possibility, because again, Filani likes to bring back stuff, And the whole thing with this second half, the mid-season, from here on out through season 2 of Rebels, is that a big part is legends. Obviously, we saw some creatures from Korriban. I always forget the spider creatures' names. We got the Hammer-class ships. We've got possibly going to Ziost. We've got Cham Syndulla coming back. There's even rumors of Thrawn being in this show, which I would love to see. Like, make him the big villain for season 3. Make him the Rebels' #1 enemy. That could be how it goes. Like, Vader and Ahsoka fight and Ahsoka's killed, and then you have Vader's like, well, I don't need to be here anymore. I did what I came here to do. Inquisitors can deal with it. And from here on out, since Tarkin's going to be busy a lot more with the Death Star, have it that they send Thrawn to deal with the situation in the Outer Rim with the help of the Inquisitors, depending on if they bring in new ones or keep the Seventh Sister and Fifth Brother alive. There was also a third Inquisitor, and we're also getting a Jedi group, which they very much look like Old Republic uniforms, and they are using like yellow saber staffs similar to the Guardians of the Jedi Temple. So, really interested to see how that goes. But yeah. So you guys tell me, what would you guys like to see Revan in Star Wars Rebels, or at least a mention of Revan, and how would you do that? How would you bring in Revan, and do you think they'll try to tie in the crossguard saber to Revan? And how would you like to tell that story? Would you want to see Revan's Force Ghost? Would you like to see his story told from Ahsoka or Kanan telling it to Ezra? Or do you have some other idea for it? Really curious to see what you guys have to say about this, because again, this is Revan. It's probably one of the most iconic EU characters ever, because his story was so fantastic. A guy who's fallen from grace, trying to do the right thing when the Jedi did nothing, and the Jedi mind wiping him, and him slowly trying to regain to be the hero that he is. So yeah, but I will say this: Dave Filoni, everyone else in charge of Star Wars Rebels, if you do bring in Revan, you gotta do it right. What you did with Bane was fine enough, but we would have preferred more. We would have preferred, seeing Bane rather than the shards of armor you have. That wasn't even the obelisk armor, really. But then again, I understand that was an illusion. Yes, I do understand that was an illusion, but still. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.